Hockey fans are still getting over the fact that Henrik and Daniel Sedin are going to retire. It's been 18 years since they were drafted, 17 they played. Remember that first season they went back to Sweden. For those of us in media who ever had the pleasure of talking to those guys, we're going to miss them. True class acts. Now, in the NHL, you only have to be retired for about, I think it's 3 years now before you get into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Let's face it, the two of them are going to go in. And let's face it, sometime next season, number 22 and number 33 will be retired. Do you know the reason why they have those numbers? Daniel was drafted number 2 overall in 1999. Henrik was number 3. And Brian Burke didn't like big numbers, and the boys wanted those numbers. Brian Burke said, no. Danny gets 22, Hank gets 33. So now you know. The other thing, too, is that a lot of people are still ragging on the Sedins as the sisters. Really? Okay. You have yourself a 17-year NHL career and score 1,000 points for the same team, a team with the ups and downs as the Vancouver Canucks. Until you can do that, shut up. The Sedins are Hall of Famers. They command respect. They deserve respect. One other piece of trivia, too. Don't be surprised if the Sedins end up with a front office job with the Vancouver Canucks. Look at the pedigree. Back in the late 90s, Thomas Gradin, former Vancouver Canuck, became, and I believe still is on and off, a scout, European scout for the Canucks. In 1999, he whispered into the ear of then General Manager Brian Burke and Assistant GM Dave Nonis. You see these two guys over here in Sweden? Draft them. You won't be sorry. For the first couple of years, Brian wasn't too sure, but the team stuck with them. Don't worry, Hank and Danny are going to go to the Hall of Fame. Hank and Danny's numbers will be retired. The only downside, Hank and Danny never won a Stanley Cup. But remember, Henrik Sedin did win a Hart Trophy as Most Valuable Player and an Art Ross. Oh, and by the way, his brother Danny had an Art Ross too. That's for scoring. So again, unless you can do that, why are you calling them the sisters? They did more for hockey than you ever did. Don Lane, Fraser Valley News.